It's crazy. It's crazy, you guys. I've been arrested twice for DWI. It's almost crazy. It was 9 years to the day that I got my second one at the OC Tavern in San Clemente, California. That's another good story. I'm going to save that for the next episode. We're talking about this one. And the darkest night of my life and the last time I drank was on July 22nd, 2012. And that night, I didn't get arrested that night, but me and my ex-wife got in a pretty heated altercation. It was very abusive in a lot of different ways, and it led to me getting arrested. A few days later, it led to 10 months of a separation that we had. And yet we got back together and somehow made it work for like 7 more years, which is painful. You know, this is all me just being vulnerable, man. I know a lot of you are gonna maybe freak the fuck out about these kind of stories. And I don't try to be light about it, especially the domestic violence stuff, the abusive stuff. Like, I take that shit really serious. And that's, you know, the moral of my story here is that I knew on that night, regardless of anything, you're not going to hear me make fucking excuses, right? I just know that I hit rock bottom. And I know that as a man, as a son, as a father, as a husband, you know, as a human being, I know that that was not who I was supposed to be in this life. And I live with that. I live with the shame on that day, that event. And I'm looking forward to being able to share that with you. Again, my hope is to try and reach somebody right now that's fucking hurting, that's silently suffering with the alcohol, knowing that you almost don't feel like there's any hope. You just keep going back to it and you're stuck and you're caught, man. And I want to be here for you to try and help change your trajectory. And even if you've been down the path like me, right? That you've had the fucking legal fallout, the shame, the guilt, the remorse. And I say this to you guys, like, not to brag, you know, this ain't about fucking bragging. This is about me getting real and owning my story and really being able to let people know, man, like, what the fuck, you know, how did I get there? How did I get to that point to where now I'm at this point? And as much as it used to just kill me that I had done that, I knew I could never redeem myself, but I'm grateful that, you know, as I fast forward 10 years, you know, me and my ex have, we've come to forgiveness. Forgiveness has been asked, forgiveness has been given. And, you know, one of the parting things with our divorce, and for you to just know in transparency, I didn't have a knockout, drag out type divorce. You know, it was very peaceful. And, you know, it's a very challenging thing. You know, it's a very sensitive subject to be talking about right now and sharing with just the world that, hey, I'm a man. I have fucked up a lot. And I've been pretty lucky to still be alive, to still be free. I always feel, you know, I should be in prison or dead because of how irresponsible I was. I have 2 DWIs, but I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I drank and drive. Like, holy fuck, probably, I don't know, hundreds? Daily, nightly? It was kind of crazy. I used to do it all the time. It was just a normal thing. I mean, it started in high school. We'd go out and party and buy beer as kids, and we go get wasted, and we drive. And there's times we even got pulled over by cops, and they'd just be like, hey, how old are you? We're in high school. Get your asses home and shit. It was fucking crazy, the culture of alcohol. And so I'm I'm gonna need a minute for myself here before I bounce, but I want to really paint the picture for you guys of who I am, where I've been. Some of you guys don't know the full story. A lot of you don't know the full story. That's why I'm sharing this whole, it's all on me. And I'm trying to really open up myself to say, hey, look, I fucked up. And I knew then that I had to change my ways. I knew then that I could never, if I ever wanted to have a second chance, that I could never turn back to alcohol, you guys. That's how serious my actions and behavior were when I was in that, even in that moment. I knew, I was like, this is it. I'm done. I can't do this. This is the worst. And I've shared this story with a lot of people, and I'm grateful to be able to share it with you now. This isn't like some deep, dark secret of mine. This has been very public, even just the whole domestic violence thing. When I ran through 2 city council elections, the second election, it became very, very politicized. And, I was labeled the abusive man, the abusive candidate, the domestic violent guy. And it put me and my family in the public spotlight. And I always knew that going into it, that shit could come out and that shit was going to get revealed. And, it's a painful thing still to this day. It's painful. I've healed from it. I've grown from it. Lesson learned, but I know that there's probably a lot of you, right? That just hearing this, you've been in abusive relationships. You know what that looks like. You know what those toxic relationships are, and they're horrible. 2022 is the year of no more toxic relationships, right? It's getting healthy. It's healing. It's doing the right things to change these toxic behaviors and patterns. How to, as a man, and just even women too, how to heal the anger and the resentment and the frustration. I see it on both sides, and it's there. Men and women alike have been so fucking hurt throughout the years, and a lot of it was cultivated in our adolescence and our childhood, and we don't even realize how that childhood trauma has played itself out over the course of our lives in our intimate relationships. And I think the new sexy is healthy and whole. And so for me, I'm gonna talk more. This is just the beginning of this conversation with you guys about my journey, about the destructive force that alcohol has been on my life. And I know I'm not alone. I know you're out there suffering, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. If you just need some encouragement, if you need some guidance, if you need just a few minutes of time, man, reach out to me. Hit me up. I'm here for you. Remember, the spirit of it's all on me is not only just taking care of ourselves, but again, it's getting to a point where we can be making a difference in the lives of others. And that's what I'm here for today, is to use my story, to use my pain, to use my heartbreak, my suffering, but also my resilience, my relentlessness, my will to change, to see the fault, to take the hit, to take a total ownership of everything I've done in my life. Regardless of how other people view me, I have to say, this is my story. I am not proud of every chapter, but I will own it. I will not make excuses for it. And I know that I have grown and become the best man that I can to this point. I have done earth-moving things to try and transform who I am as a man, as a human being, to have a heart and mind that is compassionate and loving and caring and kind and forgiving and willing to be vulnerable and accountable and authentic. And that's what I'm trying to do with you guys here today, is to piece together the pain and suffering that I've gone through, so that hopefully maybe you can avoid some of yours in the future, or maybe we can get you out of some of the shit you're dealing with today, because I'm out of that shit. But I am grateful to come back to this place and be able to kind of share a small chapter in my life on this journey of what my relationship with alcohol has been. You know, to think that there was a night in September of 1998 that my Jeep was destroyed right here, and you talk about having 9 lives. I definitely got that, because for no one to be dead with that type of vehicular accident, that's a crazy, crazy thing. And so reach out to me, you guys. You know, this is not easy, sharing this stuff. I don't care how old it is. I don't care how long ago it is. For me to come out here, it takes me having to kind of reprocess and re-engage with the emotions and the feelings of what happened throughout my life. You know, I'm chronicling my life's journey. And, you know, for me to celebrate 10 years of sobriety, it's really saying that it took me hitting rock bottom. And that rock bottom has cost me a lot over the years. And I'm not looking for sympathy or sorrow. I can take the hit. I can own my shit, right? It's so important. If you're in a relationship right now, I hope you own your own shit. I don't care if you're a man or woman, right? Own your fucking shit. You know what toxic stuff you bring to relationships. You know how we can agitate each other, or resentment, and there's just all kinds of shit, you know, that's going on right now in this day and age. And the toxic relationships needs to die, right? We all need to start healing, and it starts with healing, and it starts with that inner healing. It starts with being honest with ourselves, you know, being open to getting professional help, like getting some therapy. So many people are so against it that, oh, if I get therapy, everybody's going to judge me. You know what? Therapy needs to be the new cool in 2022. Sexy, the new sexy in 2022 is healthy and whole. The new fucking you're cool as fuck, high five, is you're someone that's in therapy. You're someone that has someone to just talk off. It don't mean you're fucked up, right? Get some help if you need some help. If you're hurting, if you need a sounding board, reach out to me. I'm not a healthcare professional at this time, but I am just trying to be a guide, a navigator, hopefully point some people in the right direction so that they can get some help and maybe avoid more pain and start the process of healing the right way. Today, come on now, let's get it. I'm a little somber out here, but let's get it. It's all on me. We ain't backing down. This march is going to continue. I don't care what people say. We are going to keep moving forward. It's all on me. Let's thrive through life. Greg out.